Alright, let's check on the chili. And while we looking at it, I'm going to tell you how you get yours like this. When you making this, coming along, but still got some time. Now, when you making your chili, first thing you got to do is soak your beans. Wash your beans and soak them. I don't know what kind of beans you want to use. You can use basically any beans for chili. Sometimes I mix the beans. This time I use black beans because that's what the book I had. So, you soak your beans for an hour and a half to 2 hours. They will cook quicker that way. Trust me. Once you have soaked your beans, go ahead and put your beans in your crock pot with your broth. You know how to measure your beans with your broth. You know equal parts to start off with. So I put my beans in my broth in here and I let it slow cook until tender. While that is cooking, I brown my meat. Now y'all know we working with no stove right now. So I brown my meat on the George Foreman grill with light seasoning. Now, I did not use a lot of salt-based seasoning because you're going to have to use the chili seasoning. Or you can use chili powder. In my case, I use the chili seasoning packet. It's just easier. So, as I brown my ground beef with some onion powder, some minced dash, a little Cajun seasoning, a little Tony Chachere's, a little bit. Don't use a whole lot of salt. As I brown that, my beans are cooking. I cooked those in the crock pot on high for about an hour. Then I added my meat. Your broth would have cooked down into the beans. You add your meat that is browned. And then after you add your meat, I added some chili seasoning. 1 packet first to start off with. This is 1 pound of ground beef. So I add the chili seasoning, mix that very well. Now while the meat and the beans are cooking together in the crock pot, married with the chili seasoning, I then saute my vegetables on my George Foreman grill with some butter. I use red bell peppers, onions, and tomatoes. The tomatoes do not have to be sauteed. Those can go into the broth with the other stuff. The tomatoes can go in first. Dice your tomatoes, put them in. They will stew while in there. And you have to saute your vegetables with some butter. You really don't have to if you want to just throw them in the way I prefer. I just prefer to saute them in some butter first. So you also then add your veggies, marry those together. I'm going to also add some yellow bell pepper in just a second. I'm going to chop them very small and saute them, and I will show you after I am finished. It adds a little color. So once you have added your veggies and married those, I then add a can of tomato paste. And then I add another cup of broth. I use beef broth. So I added that, and then I added another packet of chili seasoning. Trust me, trust me, trust me. It's flavorful. It's going to be good. So once you have done that, mix it all together well, and it will look something like this. It's not done yet. Then you have to let it cook in the crock pot until I can't really put a time on it. You got to keep checking your shit, keep stirring your stuff. And then when it looks good and everything is tender and married together and tastes married, then you can turn your crock pot off, let it thicken, and add your cheese. Okay, so I'm about to add the yellow bell pepper, and then I will come back and show you what that looks like. So I got half of the yellow bell pepper on the George Foreman grill, sauteing, and I'm saute that and add it, and I'll show you guys. The thing about it is I sauteed it very quickly because I just closed it and it sauteed both sides. So I'm just gonna scoop that right into the plate. See all that butter, that brown. Okay. Okay, now add our other veggies in. Just put that in there. Alright. Stir it up. And it adds a little color to it. There we go. And then we're going to let that marry together as well. And it's hot. I have it cooking on high, which is not very high. The crock pot. And we'll come back to it. And I'm going to do grilled cheese sandwiches with it. I'm going to do those on George Foreman grill with some Kobe Jack and cheddar. And our chili, and we're going to top back on her and let her cook. Upside to this is it is easy to clean. My advice is while it's hot, wipe out the grease. Now it's not clean yet. I just wiped it out and wiped the grease out. As you can see, there's still like little grease parts in there. I'm going to clean this with some soap and water, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And you have to make sure you get in here as well because grease gets trapped in there. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I clean the outside with fine salt, inside with just a little Dawn soap and water. And this is clean, ready to put our sandwich. And only use a towel on a George Foreman. Do not scrub it with a Brillo pad. It is non-stick. Now let's check on this beautiful chili. Look at that. It's coming together beautifully. I'm gonna give this about 30 more minutes, and then we're gonna add the cheese and let it cool and thicken. So I'll be back for that. Look at that. You want some? Alright, time to check. I think it's coming along good. Oh yeah. We can add the cheese. And we're gonna get these sandwiches started. I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna add some Colby Jack. Then for the cheese pool, we're just gonna add a little mozzarella. Close that baby. And it's gonna grill it in like 1 minute. And some of my crock pot. I'm just gonna put the cheese on my chili right on the top. This is how we do it. This is how it's done. Shut up, bye. Check on my sandwich. Ooh, if you can feel how ooey and gooey that feels, that's gonna slide my sandwich off and repeat the process. And there's our sandwich. All that ooey gooey cheese inside. Look at the chili. The cheese has melted. I'm not even gonna mix it in because I want everybody to have some cheese on the top. Yeah. Ooh. Look at that sandwich. Oh my gosh. Wow. My kids are gonna love it. Alright, so I'm gonna get the bowls together. Look at that. Yum. See what Riri thinks. I forgot to get her a spoon. Hold on. Riri. Huh? Next bowl. How is it? I'm not putting it in your face. I'm recording a plate, fool. Y'all know who that is. Bougie Tootie, Tootie the Bougie. I got my bonnet on so you can't see my face. Girl. But you can see her plate.
Hey, don't get my crazy room here.
They only seen the plate, cuz. Anyways.
All right.
Just take a bite and tell me how it tastes. We cannot see you, I promise.
Get the cat.
Now.
It's better than last time.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
What? Sonny start doing it in the crock pot instead of on the stove.
I don't know. Do whatever you did this time.
Try the sandwich with it.
Oh, girlfriend?
Thumbs up. Buddy don't eat nothing out of the ordinary. He won't eat no chili, but how's the sandwich? Handsome? Okay, excuse my hair. I'm going to test it real quick myself. Yeah, that's fire. I think this is because I used black beans this time. I don't usually use black beans. Yeah, use that recipe.